I'm Jennifer Marshall, co-founder of This Is My Brave. Thank you all so much for coming. Before we get started, would everyone please take out your cell phones? I know we all have them. I'll wait a second while you grab it, because This Is My Brave is a highly social event, and we want your help in getting the message out to the world and what we're doing here today. So please, snap photos, take short video clips, and take advantage of our logo banner in the lobby and take your picture. And then tag us on social media. And we're using the hashtag today, Brave Show. So if you want to include that as well, we would really appreciate your help getting the word out. And then now if you could put your phone on silent before you do anything else, that'd be great. So we're going to get started. During the summer of 2013, This Is My Brave was just a dream. A simple idea, and yet monumental in scope. My co-founder, Anne-Marie, and I wanted to build an organization on the concept of talking openly about mental illness. A story-sharing community, if you will. Our first goal was to produce a monologue-based show with people from the community. This Is My Brave, the show. So we rolled up our sleeves and got to work. Then the doubts began to set in. If we really launched this vision, would we gain the support we needed to fund the show? And if we acquired the funding, would we be able to find the talent to make the production a success? These doubts surfaced because of stigma. Would we, by bearing our truths and sharing our stories of living with mental illness, be faced by disapproval, ignorance, or judgment? A painful backlash is feared if one is to open up about the ways our brains are unique. Would stigma win? No way would we let it. When we were able to overcome the stigma, we are inevitably called brave. Some would say the definition of brave is our first show last May, when 14 individuals stood up right here on this stage in front of a sold-out audience of almost 400 to talk about what life feels like when they've been dealt the mental illness card. Standing there, knowing the entire performance was being videotaped to share with the world. The potential, it could reach thousands of people, millions maybe. Brave is pacing backstage outside a tiny dressing room as we hear our anthem, Brave, by Sarah Bareilles, belted out with such beauty and soul that it's impossible not to lip sync to calm our nerves. Brave is voices shaking, mouths dry as toast, weight shifting as we sit on stage waiting for our turn to be introduced. It's a deep breath sucked in and sighed out nervously before beginning to speak. It's making eye contact with the audience members that we see outside of the tight spotlight shining directly on the space within our arm's reach. The definition of brave is not letting the cry pierce the surface when reminiscing about all the pain and suffering we've endured, even though verbalizing the memories is like rubbing salt into a wound. Brave is letting the feelings and emotions catch in bated breath for a second, or a few seconds, then continuing to finish the story. No one said this was going to be easy. Brave is not giving up on sharing our story, even though it hurts like hell. What we've been through has taught us intense empathy, and for that, we wouldn't trade our conditions for that of a healthy, non-mentally ill person. We are the lucky ones. Our determination to get well and stay well earns us the title of fighter on the outside. On the inside, it's more like embracer. We tell our stories as a reminder of how far we've come and how we work hard to stick to our treatment plans each day in order to not fall backwards. The days and weeks and months and years may put distance between our horrible sadness, our frantic madness, the chaos and confusion in our minds. Those are the moments we only keep in our memory for the reminders, the vivid memories of what it felt like so we never let ourselves return there. We are brave not because it's a walk in the park to relive those moments, but because we know that by sharing our stories, there's a chance to help someone. That one day, someone who is looking for a sign that things will get better might find our stories. They will listen to us speak our raw truths, and though our voices may shake and tears may fall, they'll see us rise above stigma. We've been able to overcome mental illness. We choose life, and we choose to be brave to continue to share our stories in hopes that we'll inspire others to share theirs too. We share our pain because it only takes one person saying thank you for us to realize why we chose to be brave in the first place, why we chose to bare our souls, holding up our hearts for those before us to drink them in, why we walked off that stage with no regrets. We are brave to demonstrate to others the power of sharing their stories, how powerful and healing it could be for more people to share their journeys of living with mental illness. The definition of brave shouldn't have to describe talking openly about mental health disorders. It's more accurately courage, the ability to do something that frightens one. Because although we may be scared, and although we may feel that we may face danger or endure pain from sharing our stories, the reality is quite the opposite. When we are brave and share our stories, we get way more back than we give. When This Is My Brave took the stage last year, the theater was filled with nothing but love, encouragement, understanding, acceptance, and appreciation for what we did, which is exactly why I'm excited to continue this journey and why I'm so happy that you're here with us today. My hope is that someday, in the very near future, we will live in a world where we won't have to call it brave for talking openly about mental illness. We'll simply call it talking. And then we'll have to rebrand.